Hello everyone, Willie Choi. Today I would like to introduce main pump of the wheel excavator. So, you know this one, right? Lexus type main pump. This pump could be used some of the excavator and big size of the crawler machine, right? Lexus pump. Right? You know the function of the main pump, making flow and provide to the system, right? So this pump is bent axial piston variable type pump, right? Right? So I'd like to show you some out components of the main pump. All right. The first one. This side is the engine side, right? So engine should be connecting the main shaft, and then it may rotating, right? Next one. This is a block of the pilot. There are two components here: pilot, lead valve, and FPL. All right. Next one. This one. The PTO components here, right? Power takeoff. There are two pumps here. The first one is a steering pump. The second one is a brake charging pump, right? And then next one, this is a regulator, right? There are two regulators, one block, but there are two regulators. So when you see this main pump, there are two pumps inside, right? So you can see here, right? Drive shaft. And opposite side here, there are idle pump. So we call it, this is a drive pump, this is a idle pump. So when you see the inside of the pump, there are two pumps in here, right? I'd like to introduce a little more later, okay? So now we check the port, main port of the main pump, right? So the first one, you have a big port here, right? You know this one. This one, suction, right? The suction port is here, right? The oil sucking this port. And then when the main pump is rotating, at the time discharge oil comes out here, this side and then that side. As I mentioned there are two pumps, right? Drive side and then idle side. That's why suction here, oil comes out here and then here. Two pumps, all right? And then another one, what is this? This is a block from pilot, right? You can see here, there are pilot pump. The pilot pump also discharging the oil to the pilot system, right here. But there are no suction port, right? The suction port is a big one here, right? And then inside, and then they're sucking, and then oil to the pilot system. This is a pilot pressure comes out here, right? And then next one, this is a steering, right? This is a brake, right? When you see here, there are big hole, just one porthole, right? One porthole, sucking oil here, and then discharge oil to the steering system. Another one is a brake charging line, all right? And then next one, this one. What is this? This is a negacon, right? The line coming from the main control valve, right? So this pressure may control the spool of the regulator. So finally, the pump makes the flow, big flow or small flow, depends on this negacon pressure. There are two negacon ports here, right? Here and then opposite side. Okay? All right. I will explain each component in more detail, okay? This is a main shaft, right? So actually there are two pumps inside here. The first pump here, second pump here. So this is one of the main shaft, right? So we call it, this is a drive pump here, right? There are two pumps here. So this line should be connected with the one pump, drive pump. Another side we call it idle pump. So when you see the machine, we have to use the front pump or rear pump, right? Actually, this one is depend on the model. Some of the machine, dry pump is front. Some of the machine, idle pump is rear. But some other machine, there are some opposite. It depends on the machine, okay? Next one, this one is, the pilot pump, right? Pilot pump. Actually, this one is a gear type pump. So oil sucking by the inside of the main pump housing and then discharge to the this. There are gear pump here, and also this block. There are pilot lead valve here, right? This valve is adjusting the regulating the pilot pressure, almost 40 bar, right? This one is EPPL valve, right? So actually, this one is connecting with the E-pose, right? E-pose control the discharging flow by the electric signal. So the pilot signal coming here, at that time, the secondary pressure goes to the regulator. Finally, regulator takes this control the signal. So finally, the regulator makes the flow high or low, depends on this EPPL signal. All right? All right. This is the PTO, right? So PTO is connecting to the steering and then brake, right? These both pump are gear type pump. So discharge oil goes the steering system. This one, oil goes the brake system. All right? This is a regulator. It's very important component of the main pump, right? Basically, the regulator takes the two signal. One is here from the EPPL. Another one is megacone signal, right? So third one also have some signal, internally the pressure. Anyhow, the megacone pressure also control the flow. So for example, low megacone pressure at that time, maximum flow, right? High megacone pressure at that time, low flow. Anyhow, this regulator control the each pump flow discharging amount. All right. The pump has total 3 adjusting screw. The first one is this, second one is this, third one is bottom of the main pump. The first one, this one, right? Megacone pressure. We can adjusting the megacone pressure. The second one, so this is a power shift, right? We also adjusting this screw to the power shifting. Another one, the last one, this is a maximum flow adjusting screw. Total, we have that 1, 2, 3 adjusting screw on the main pump.
Good.
All right, now I just disassembled the pilot pump from the main pump, right? The pilot pump is inside of the housing, right? So now I just removed this. All right, this is a pilot pump, right? So the suction port is here. The oil comes out here and then sucking. After rotating this shaft at the time, the oil discharges this port and then goes this port. And then the oil goes to the pilot system. This is gear pump. I disassembled this pump, right? Right? This is a gear type pump. So rotating is like this. Sorry. suction is here, right? Bottom side is suction, and then rotating should be like this. Oil is here at the time, charging, and delivery this side, like this. I like to just disassemble this block, right? So this block from the pump side, right? So oil is supplying here. After that, regulating pressure is right here, one of the drain line. So regulating pressure is come out here. This is one of the drain line to the tank inside. And also this one, after control the EPPL, the secondary pressure is comes out here. I just disassembled the relief valve of the pilot system. Pilot relief valve, right? Right, this is a pop pit, right, like this. And also, you can see here the seam. Basically, this relief valve, we are not able to adjusting the pressure. So if you want to adjust the pressure time, you have to change the different thickness of the seam. All right. Next one, this is EPPL, right? EPPL valve. This is EPPL valve, right? But when you see here, there are one screen here, right? Screen. We just disassemble steering pump and brake charging pump. The steering and then brake charging pump. There are one suction port. At that time, the oil should be delivered to the both side, and then discharge oil comes out, and then steering system and then brake charging system. Suction, right? And then discharge. Suction, discharge. suction, discharge. Now I just remove this regulator. So this one is megacon signal port, right? There are inside, there are megacon piston, right? So now this is the piston here, right? And also inside the spool. So negative pressure here, pump pressure here, EPPR pressure here. So finally pump pressure, and then EPPR pressure here. So finally like this, pump pressure, EPPR pressure, megacon. This is a spool, and this is a control spool, right? So finally, this control spool is put in here. So system pressure is high. At that time, it should be going down like this, right? At that time, the spool should be moving like that. So the oil path is connecting to the soap piston finally. So when moving to this one, the oil path is connecting to soap piston, and then soap piston is moving down and up. Finally, this spool can control the soap piston position. Just remove this block, right? But there are big spring inside. When you are remove this, please pay attention to the spring force. This is a real spool, right? Once again, I told you, this spool connecting the oil path to the soap piston. Finally, the soap piston is moving by this spool control, right? The big spring. We just remove the cover from now on, okay?
Should.
Alright, we just remove the cover, so there are inside the two belt plate. We call it, this is a range, right? So the pump makes the flow, like the position of the range here. So this is maximum, right? This is minimum. Maximum, minimum. So when you see the lens cover, range here, there are some, big hole. This is the suction line. This is discharge line. So when I remove this one, this is one of the piston, right? Minimum, maximum, maximum, minimum, maximum, minimum. It works individually, like this. Depends on the working condition. There are two rotary piston pump here, right? This position is maximum, right? This position is minimum. So both pumps are moving like this. Maximum, minimum, maximum, minimum, maximum, minimum, like that. And also, when you see here, there are two pumps. Actually, this pump is all of the center line, right? So this one is dry pump. This one is idle pump. This is maximum flow adjusting screw, right? So as I mentioned you, this is minimum flow, right? This is maximum flow. Minimum flow, max flow. So if you adjust this, more angle, right? It means more flow. Tightening, less angle. So flow should be reduced. Anyhow, maximum. When you are losing, that time more. Tightening, less. The next adjusting screw is this one. This is a power shift adjusting screw, right? So actually, this spool, right? This spool connecting the pressure, main pressure line to adjust sub piston, right? And also, there's spring here, right? So like this. So when you are adjusting this, so you can see here, this is comes up or comes down. Comes up and comes down. So finally, this screw adjusts, the spring force. Spring force. The spring force of this spool. So this screw is contact like this. Tightening, losing, tightening, losing, like that. There is one more adjusting screw. This one, this is Negacon line, right? So when you are adjusting this, Negacon pressure from control valve will be changed. So this is adjusting screw. So when you are tightening, losing at the time, spring force of the Negacon piston will be changed like this.